Hey, welcome back everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Just welcome. So, as you can tell by looking at what's on my desk, we're continuing the build of the BMPT Terminator tank by Meng. What are we up to now? Are we up to part 8? I think it's part 8. Yeah, I think it is part 8. This thing has been a much bigger build than I thought it would be, considering it is just a tank. But they have chosen to make so much detail on this thing and make me assemble it that this build is taking a lot longer than I ever anticipated it would. But that's okay, because it's a learning process, and it's all about just doing stuff in your free time while you've got time to do it. Just relax and enjoy it, right? It's really what this hobby's all about. So, keeping that in mind, even though this is a much more complicated build with much more tiny, delicate little parts than I had ever anticipated, that's quite all right. So, what have we done? I kind of realized that the assembly of all these tiny little parts is really taking up a lot of video time, if that's a thing. So what I decided to do was go through this and kind of assemble some stuff off screen so that when it actually comes time to create a video, I'm not showing you how to assemble the tiny little parts. I'm showing you those parts being put on the kit, right? So things like, little things like assembling the grenade launchers. It's one little tube with a cap on it. That's nothing special, right? But showing you that assembly and how it goes on to the actual thing, that's more important, at least to me, and that shows up. So in that regard, I have assembled a few of these little knickknacks everywhere, and so I'm going to put them on. Now, for the most part, where we left off last time actually was the grenade launchers. I had done the one side, and then so I needed to still assemble and install the other side, which I did, and that's on there now. Okay. Then we have a bunch of little knickknacks that are going on top of this turret. Okay. So I have assembled them. We're going to start with this guy here. Okay. Now they don't give this thing a name. It's just part of the turret parts assembly 1. You could say that this is H, because they call this whole little assembly here, this is H. Okay. Then we have this guy here. I actually, did I glue him on, or did I just put him on? I just put him on there. I didn't glue him. This guy here, that's this. Makes up, well, there's a left and a right. 4 parts for this thing. Okay. And I've been putting them all in here. All these little parts. This is actually the part. This goes another spot. So we have this guy, matches this. So that's what we have here. This one here, okay, and then these 2 parts here. And they show them how we're going to put them on here, okay. We have another hatch, okay, and what else have we got? There are a few things that I left off that I haven't actually done. I just wanted to get these multiple pieces that are like this, that this is made up of, you know, a bunch of pieces. Excuse me. And so I wanted to get these done so that I can go through and actually just, here you guys, this is this piece and it goes here, right? That's kind of what I wanted to get done because there's so much. Like, we get down here to the turret parts assembly 2 and we're assembling these boxes, and that's these two guys here, right? For the two different sides, for the two sides. And these have polycaps inside of them, so that tells me it's going to go on each side of this gun assembly, which I haven't built yet. So I'm going to go to get to that. But we'll get there, okay? Excuse me. So, wow, frog in my throat this morning. Excuse me. Okay, so there are a few more parts that need to be assembled on here. So I need my trees, and what am I going to need? I'm going to need G, and I need L, and it looks like I need K. G, L, and K. Well, here's L. Here's L. Those are M's. Found my D. Got my D in my hand here. There's K. I need L. B, C. I seem to be missing my L. Where's my L? Okay. The L was the first one. Okay, I need G. G, 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 G. Here we go. So G, big round piece here, this guy here. I do need this guy. I've already forgotten to take off my glasses. You know, that's my routine every time, right? When I start, take my glasses and change them up. Let's move this guy out of the way, so I don't want to accidentally dump my parts everywhere that I've already assembled in there. Clean this up. Alright, so this guy, let me change my glasses. This guy, he's going to go on the front here, facing up. Oh, they kind of might get a little cutout for him. Just like that. So all these little things sticking up here, they go into these little spots. So that's kind of cool. It's going to make it a little bit difficult to paint when we get to it though. But that's alright. I don't mind that, that's fine. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so that's on. All right. Now I need K24. That's going to go on our little hatch here that we've made. K24. 34, 27, 26, 24. I want to give a shout out to Nico. Sent me a message on Instagram and sent me a couple of pictures of his Terminator tank that he's building. And it's looking pretty good there, Nico. Yeah. Now the version he's building is by Zvezda. And looks like a comparable kit as far as quality. So, yeah. So this guy here, they don't want me to glue it. And it looks like it's going to slide down onto here like this. Oh, I see. What's probably going to happen is I need to glue this to this, but not glue the hatch. So the hatch is going to go like this. And then this piece drops down. There's this little tiny peg that's going to go in this hole. Does that hole go all the way through? Yes, it does. So I might be able to get away with putting this down first and then gluing the peg from underneath. At least that's my hope. We're going to find out here. Get this to line up now. And get that little peg in there. Okay. It's such a tight fit that this wants to stay open. Okay, yeah, so I can see where the peg is sitting there, so I'm going to put a little dab of glue there. Of course, going in with my brush creates a big shadow and makes it hard to see in there. That's okay, I got it. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, so let's go with the next thing. We've got our big piece on here. We've got the hatch on. Now I need to get L24. L24. It's interesting that I'm going to put the same kind of piece that's here, right here, but not put the hatch on yet. That is interesting. K, which apparently K I have already assembled. K, yeah, K. And it's right here. Let's pull it out with the tweezers. Blank. K, K. Stop saying K. Okay. So the hinge mechanism is a little bit different on this one than was on this one. So that's why. So let's get L24. It's this guy right here. All right, there's L24. Okay, no L. Just gotta clean it up here. All right, so what's going to happen this part is going to get glued down, and then the hatch is going to go in between, like that. Okay, but they want to glue this down first. So just need to determine the proper orientation. Let's turn this around like that so that I can grab this like this. Because it's going to go doink. Is it going to go? It's going to go doink. Doink. Here we go. Alright, so that's it. Now the next thing is to put H on. And H is this guy, I believe. Yes. And he is going to go into this little notch right here. Okay. Okay. Make sure he fits. Yep. There we go. He's going to go right there. Fits nicely. Just like that. Okay. So now we move on to this step. Oh, great. More photo etch. I tell you, I still have more photo etching to do, and I'm already a little tired of it. It's just, yeah. So this photo etched is number 9. It's confirmed. This is number 9 that I'm about to take off of here. And we have to clean it up now. I'll show you guys when we get to it the other photo etch parts that I had to build for the for these guns. But I'll show you when we get there. Trying to be very careful not to bend this piece as I clean it up, because that would be very bad. There we go. Okay, so where does this piece go? If we have this oriented like this, this guy is going to go. Is there an up and a down? Doesn't look like it. But they want it going just right along here. It's got all the little holes for these little pegs to line it up. And that's where it goes, just like that. Couldn't have made that out of plastic? I mean, come on. I'm sorry, photo etching is so delicate, and my big old hands just don't like it. I know there are more precise ways to get the glue on this piece. And maybe have a better time of it. But I also find sometimes it's difficult to convince it to stay. Sometimes in my fumbling with these things, I'll end up moving around once it's got some glue on it. And then I wind up getting glue in places that I don't want. And that's why I hate CA glue. It's because it can glue and stick to you very easily when you don't want it to. Okay, so let that set, and that should be fine. Okay, so there's our photo etch part. What else do we have to do on here? We have to put these guys on. And remember, I had one already set down, and what it does is this little tab here goes into this little hole here, and that's all there is to it. And it does kind of sit over top of this piece, so we can put a little dab of glue on there. and then it just sits like that. Then we have a second one. We have this guy here, and he's going to go over, and although the diagram kind of shows like it should go in the exact same spot right there, but there's no hole here. And that tells me that since there is a hole right here, that's where it's got to go instead of here. Okay, so that shows me that it should be going here. The diagram's a little bit ambiguous and doesn't really show that it's here, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to go. So I'm just going to do a quick little test fit. It's a little bit tight spot. But where it does line up, it's the exact same as on this one. So, glue time. Right there. A little bit on that tab. And just a little dab on that little knob. And that should do us just fine. Make sure we're lined up here. Just like that. And that one's on. Just want to make sure. Yeah, because it is a little bit higher up. It's taller. Okay. So the next thing, I do need a couple more parts off my K tree. K30 and 31, and they don't want me, oh no, they want me to paint, they're suggesting I paint them, but that's going to come later, right? Painting is always later. So I need K, 30, and 31. Where'd my K tree go? 30 and 31, these two guys here. Are you dry now? No, whatever. 30. So this is 30. And 31. Now they are showing me, I'm going to put this guy away, he's got a little delicate little piping system on him. I don't want to knock him around too much. They do show a close-up of where these guys are going to lock in on the sides here, so that's kind of cool. So, going to the back. Is it the back? Yeah, the back. And these little, each side here. So they are showing it in this orientation like this, and they want it lining up. I can't put these on yet because we have other parts from this picture that I haven't put on there yet. I need K16 and 22 to go on top here. So back to the K tree. '16 and 22 are already gone from here. Did I already assemble them? Let's see here. Ah ha 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 ha. Yes, I did. Bingo. And bango. Oh, hey Coco. Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, I only really get a chance to stream on the weekends now. It's usually Saturdays and Sundays that I really get a chance to do it. This being Canada Day up in Canada, so we've got the day off. So I've got a chance to actually do a stream during the week. So, yeah. So welcome to the stream. Okay, so we need to put these guys on. These are more grenade launchers. And these guys sit down in here, and there's a little slot on the side here to go into a hole on the side of the turret. So we'll try and get these lined up and fit in there. And hopefully, they actually have two slots that's supposed to be a guide to them fitting in there. Kind of got it in there, I think. Pretty good. Just need to, I think once I put some glue on it, it'll help it get in the hole a little better. Of course, glue also acts like a bit of a lubricant too, so that's always good. Put a little bit on the bottom of those. There we go. So now I just want to hold that for, I don't know, 10-15 seconds or so. Make sure that glue holds. we go. Okay, so that's that side. And now that makes more sense. This is going to match up with that now much better when I get there. So do this other side first. Just like the other one, I'm going to do a quick little test fit to make sure the holes are big enough and match up. There we go. Just like that. Goes right in there. There we go. This side fits just a little bit better, and that's all right. It goes right in, just like that, okay? Now we can get to these guys, which we were trying to figure out how they fit, but we were missing these. So, we have a little bit of a tab on the back of each of these, and that's for this little notch. This is going to go right in there, and then this part is going to go into that little hole right there. There should be another one on this side. Yep, right under there. Doink, just like that. My brother just arrived, so it's almost all the family watching your stream. My brother Thomas is asking which model it is. This is the BMPT Terminator tank. It's a Russian tank. I'll show you the front of the manual here since my box kind of is out of the way being used. But it's this guy here. That's the tank. And welcome to the stream, family. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so getting back to these. Don't need this little box yet. And the hatch will come in a minute. So we're going to try and test fit this. Make sure it's actually going to fit. Usually, I've been finding on this particular kit, the parts that, like the little tabs that have to go in holes, the holes are not necessarily big enough, and I've had to make them, I've had to like just open up the holes a little bit bigger to get them to fit. And this guy is kind of not really lining up. So what I'm going to do, because it's not imperative that this tab goes in that hole, I'm just going to cut the tab off. And that's going to make putting it in a lot easier. So that way I can just line up the front, and then this will just sit against the edge, and that'll be good enough. There we go. So I guess what they've done is they have 2 grenade launchers here, another 3 there, and then a single one in the back. That's what this is looking like anyway. There we go. Okay, so those are on. And with those installed, we can now move to the turret, which should be the, or not the turret, the hatch, sorry. The hatch, which is the final piece in this little section. And this guy is going to go on the floor apparently. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's happened here. There we go. Okay. So this is just going to, I think this is just going to snap in right here. There we go. So, because it's not glued, this hatch should open just like that. You have a working hatch. And this one, if I glued it correctly, should also open. Yep, this guy too. So we've got two functioning hatches. Just like that. Alright, so with that done, this part of the turret is finished. We can set this aside, and we are now going to assemble the gun assembly. So let's put the turret over here, and we'll get some parts. So what do we need here? We need the L tree. It looks like everything, except for K42, these three little guys here. Everything else is off the L tree, and hopefully the last of our photo etched pieces. So we still have a couple little photo etched pieces that are going to be going on the gun assembly. Okay, so L tree. That's K. Where's my L? My L is here. So L, 7, 11, and 28 are going together. 7 is just this little rod. I need 11. There's 11 and 28. Okay, so let's start with those. Let's clean these up. Make sure nothing is... There we go. And we have a few little pieces that are like sticking up on this. So one thing I'm not really happy with about this particular kit is the way a lot of the runners are attached. It leaves, like, not just on the side, but this runner, like, it's not only on the side, but it also comes up and over, and I have to trim it off the top as well, like that. Like, they went a little too harsh on making sure it stayed on the runner. Like, unnecessarily. I don't know. I don't know if that's part of the Meng kit or if that's Meng's doing. This is my first Meng kit, I believe. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh no, sometimes when a small piece bolt touches the floor, it seems to go to another dimension until you find it 6 months later. I have pieces that I've dropped on my floor that just went into the abyss, and I still haven't found them. And it's been a year. Yeah, they just drop and they're gone. That's why I've seen some modelers or whatever, they work in a studio, and yeah, nice floor that it's you don't lose your parts. Almost want to lay down a nice sheet of white plastic on the floor so that you don't ever lose anything, or work in a big, just work in a great big plastic box so it can't, nothing can get out. That would work. But yeah, totally. Parts fall on the floor and they tend to disappear. It's, I don't know why. And it's always something that's important. Okay, so this guy is going to go, where do they want this lining up in here? Once again, they're kind of ambiguous with where this little rod is going to attach on the base. It kind of looks like it's going to go in here. Maybe they don't really care. Oh, they're giving me options, either open or closed. I could just do it closed. And just glue that down. Boom, closed. Bingo. Just do that. You know what? I am going to do that. I'm just going to close it. Glue it down closed. And then I don't need this piece. Don't need that. Bye-bye. There we go. Bingo. Problem solved. It's closed now. Okay, so with this closed, we move down to this one, and we're going to need L10 and 18, respectively. There's L10. And 18. This is the main body of the gun. Right. Now, if you're worried that I'm just cutting into my finger, my knife is dull enough that I can get away with that. If I had a brand new blade in there, I would have to be much more careful in going point. See, it doesn't even cut me. Now, of course, if I do the point, that's different. With the flat blade, I'm okay. And that's something always to worry about, or not worry, but keep in mind. You get accustomed to a certain amount of pressure to put on your blade to cut stuff, and then you put a brand new blade in, and all of a sudden you don't need to press that hard, and you wind up cutting yourself. Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. If they could mold this handle out of plastic and it comes out perfect, why do they have to make me put photo etched handles on? Now this guy is going to go here, like this, and then this is going to go on top. And it's going to go just like this. Okay, that's how it's going to go. So let's put some glue in. All right, so there's that. And now glue this on. It appears that I forgot to clean up this nut. So this is going to be fun, to say the least. That's not so bad. Okay, so that's put together. So now we've got more gun pieces. We need to assemble this part first and then put it together. So let's go L12 and 13 and 19. Is our actual gun barrels. All right. And then we'll get into the photo etch parts, which means more CA glue. It's almost like they're trying to, in some spots, they're trying to do undergating like Bandai does, but they're not very successful at it. Because they wind up just leaving these big nubs to clean off. Okay, so these two go together, like so, and then these are going to get shoved in here. Or do they? Maybe they get placed in there? Yeah, so we have to place them because they got to line up in here like this. And get lined up all the way back there. But we have a couple of photo etch parts that need to go over these first. So first things first, we'll clean these up so it all fits together properly. Very thin little delicate gun barrels, so you've got to be careful with them. Yeah, or otherwise you wind up doing things like that, cracking it, breaking it off. You don't want to do that. Okay, so I just gave you an example of what not to do, so don't do that. Now I got to glue that together, and it's not going to really matter how much glue I use. It's never going to be as strong as before it broke. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue in there and then bend this back. Try and hold it straight. think we're okay. Kind of tempted to... There we go. Now we're straight. It's straight again. All right. Okay, so we need our photo etch, which means this glue for now gets put aside. And what do we need? So we need 3 and 10. 1, 2, 3. 3 and 4. What are they doing? So let's see, they don't show me they're not showing me how I get to this point to get these shapes on here. So let's just take number 3 off of here. Okay, so there's number 3. And I got my sanding stick. Okay. There we go. So I have some lines here that it looks like they want me to... Damn, I don't know. It's like they want me to bend it like this. It's like it looks like they want me to bend it so it's a, you know, a little channel, but it's not really wanting to bend. Of course, I don't work with enough photo etch stuff, so I don't have like one of those photo etch specialized bending tools. So it's all just guiding it on the tweezers. In that spot. And hoping for the best. Kind of. I mean, for the most part, it works for me. I don't really have an issue getting the bends where I need them to be and stuff like that. Okay, so now I have my little piece of, I don't know, it's like angle iron. That's 1. So that's number 3. We have number 4. Okay, so here's number 4. So number 4 now needs to be bent. In the same fashion. Come on. It needs to be bent. There we go. There's one side. A little bit of a task getting it bent. I think I got it. I might have to grab my other heavier duty tweezers to actually get it bent proper. Just because these are needle nose pliers, not tweezers, so they're stronger, heavier duty. Yeah, they're just more Okay, I think I got this one. So this is number 4, and that's going to go right there. But now I need number 10 times 2. And they look like these little circles. Which one is 10? That's 8, so that's 10. That's these two bigger circle guys. These two big circle jerks. Okay. And do I need any more? X2, these two little guys. Oh, tiny little jerks. Are going to go right here. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to take these two guys and slide them on over here like that. Just like that. It's a little bit of detail that is, in my opinion, unnecessary. But whatever. Now, this gun is going to sit like this. Okay? So you need to position it so the holes in the sides of the barrel are horizontal. Okay? Now, do we have an up and a down on this? Well, I mean, they have L13 and L12, and it looks like 13 is down. Like this sits like this, and not like that. Which would make sense to me, because we've got, oh, like, this is supposed to be like a leather cover, and we have it drooping towards the bottom. That would make sense to me. It's like gravity pulling it down. Just confirming my thoughts here for a second. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so taking this one, and we have our gun barrel. Now the way I'm going to position it, to where the sprue was attached on the tip, I'm going to have that facing down. That's my plan. Face that downward. I just realized I need to clean this notch up a little bit better, so I can physically see that it's sticking up. There we go. Okay. Now, facing down, it's going to go in like that. Okay, so let's put a little glue on there. Over here, over here. And we roll it over so it's facing down. And that's where it sits. We're going to try and make sure we're lined up good. Alright, so that's one. Carefully put it down. Okay, now we have our other one. This is the one that I tried to break. which is still a little loose. So I'm going to get this glue, just because it dries just a little bit faster. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this guy and slide him down the shaft, just like that. And we're going to do the same thing with this side. So roll it over. A little bit of glue here and here. Roll them back over. Of course, keeping them lined up is a big deal. I think I got it. Now with them like that, I can concentrate on putting the two halves together. There we go. So we got our barrels in. Now with that done, we can put our little photo etched pieces on the sides where they want me to put them. So they kind of have a little notch on one end. So this is number 4. So if I put the notch towards the mounting surface, this looks like it's supposed to go like this, but it doesn't line up with anything. Unless they specifically want it sticking out. In the next picture, they don't look like they're sticking at angles. They look like they're straight. But the only way to have this sitting flush with anything would be sticking out at an angle. So I'm not sure. I might have to reference some real life pictures of this thing. So I'm going to leave these off for now until I can do a little bit of research on trying to get a picture of what this gun looks like in real life and see what these little things are supposed to look like. In the meantime, I can glue this on like that, but I have this other piece to put in. And I have choices, either L8 or L9. One or the other. So let's take a look at them. It's these two here. I don't know which one's what's going to be better, what's not, what it's supposed to be, or what it, I really don't know. So I will choose L9. Like that. L8 I'm going to take off of here just so that I know that it's not a piece I've forgotten. And in fact, I think that might be it for the L tree. Yes, that is the last piece of the L tree. So I am just going to trim this up a little bit. Like that. And that. Just so it fits in my garbage bucket a little easier. Okay, so this piece also garbage. And I'm going to use this guy. Just about time for me to get going. So this guy's going to get glued on. Just like that. Just make sure it's straight. Alright, and now these guys can get glued in. Just like so. Realize this needs to go up a little bit. Alright, so there we have it. There's our main guns. Do-do-do-do-do. That edge looks terrible. I'm going to have to clean that up later. Okay, that's that. Now, on the top here, we need K42 times 3. And these are little handles that are going to go here, here, and here. So I'll get those. And, yeah, so K tree, K, 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 K. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's put this over here. All right. 3 Ks. Where did that go? There it is. Just trying to determine the orientation of these. It's just like that, okay. There's one. Okay. 2. One more to go. Just realized I got this one on upside down. Makes more sense now why it didn't really want to fit proper. Okay, so those are in, so that's done. Now what I like to do, just to make sure that I've got enough glue, because a lot of times I find with this glue, it's great for, it's thick, right? So it sits and it holds, but if you move it a little bit, once it's trying to hold it, it kind of says, hey, I don't work anymore, sorry. So that's why I like to just kind of make sure everything is holding proper after I've kind of moved it around a lot. So there we go. And that's that. So realize it's getting to the time where I'm going to have to get going here. But we got this done, except for these two channel guys. This is number 3. I'm going to put him here, and number 4 here. 3 and 4, just so that I don't forget. I'm going to Google this tank and see if I can find some pictures of the actual gun assembly and see what those things look like in real life. The next part are these two guys, and we have these, I've already assembled these, right? And so the next step is to actually put them on the sides and then add a couple of parts. So I'll show you what they look like on the sides, but I'm going to call it a day. And we'll be done. Amazed how talented you are with the small pieces. Which means like I would turn every small piece into rivets. Well, thank you. I personally don't think I'm talented with small pieces. I find I'm shaky, and I just, yeah, small pieces are a challenge for me. Let's just say, leave it at that. Okay, so with the polycapsing on each side, there we go. It slides in nice, just like butter. Yeah, just like that. So that's cool. So that's going to be able to rotate up like that. That's cool. Now there's a centerpiece we're supposed to put in there, G18, but I'm going to do that next time because I've got to get going here. But there we have it. That's going to be it for today, guys. And thanks for the chat, Coco. That was cool. Yeah, thanks to Coco and your family for watching. But I'm going to leave it there for tonight, for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. But if you've made it this far in the video and you're watching this on YouTube, well, head on over and hit the like button in the middle, and then hit over here on this side and there's a subscribe button. And down below in the description box, I'm going to put links to my my Twitch and my Instagram and my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch and you can chat with me just like Coco did here. And you can go on my Instagram and you can check out still pictures of my builds that I've done in the past. And because every time I finish one, I take 5 or 6, 10 pictures or something like that, and I upload them on my Instagram. And of course, my Twitter, the only activity on my Twitter is me saying, hey, I put up a new video on YouTube, go check it out, here's the link. But anyway, there's my plug for at the end of my videos that I always do. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Coco, again. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, so until next time, we'll see you in the next one.